everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup features one of the best passing offenses in the NFL. The Texans are #1 in total pass yards, going up against the Cardinals, who will have to be at their best to slow them down.
Larry, they broke ground on this place in the year 2000, opened it in August of 2002, and it's been the home of this franchise ever since. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Arizona Cardinals. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here's Johnson. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Here we go with 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Palmer. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Khalil Mack in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Palmer gets him set. 3rd and long for the Cardinals after the sack. Out of the gun, Palmer. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
They'll run with Marshall. And down inside the 15 he goes. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will tie his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Second down, Palmer. And Nelson's got it here right side. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Johnson on the counter. And he's got room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. To Johnson on the draw. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Shift together here from the D-line. On 2nd down, Johnson. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play. It was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Palmer. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jonathan Joseph. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
After the interception, here's Watson. He gets this one to Bruce Ellington. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Back to throw, Watson. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, He got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags, and I believe this is going to be a first down. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. On first down, it's Watson. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now it's Watson, a bootleg, sliding out of the pocket. It's his target, the tight end, Will Tye. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Watson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, and now he bowls, accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 30, 10, touchdown, Cardinals. Patrick Peterson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals draw a bit closer.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want them to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. While we have a minute, we remind you that later tonight we'll have a couple of NFC East rivals squaring off, the Eagles and the Cowboys from Big D.
Or Arlington. Got to make sure we get it right.
To be more precise there in the Metroplex. Then tomorrow night, Week 11, we'll wrap up with a playoff rematch from the divisional round a year ago, the Falcons and Seahawks, but this time from Seattle. And here's Marshall. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
On second down, here's Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Watson on first down. And he will find his man on the outside. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
To throw on second is Watson. And an alley to run. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And this is recovered by the Cardinals. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
And now running right through it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Again, it's Johnson. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Palmer. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. The first down carry here for Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Johnson. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. The Cardinals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. They go play action now. Palmer being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And taking a gander at the NFL scoreboard in Minneapolis. Early on, it's the Vikings in the driver's seat. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. And now out comes Houston. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. To throw is Watson. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was looking there for Bruce Ellington, and it's third and short.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's got Will Tye complete. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Flex round! Flex round! Here we go! Flex round! Here we go! Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! 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 Ohio!
To throw on 2nd down. Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Here we go! Brand 38! Brand
3rd and long. It's Watson. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Gets it away, and I don't think Peterson will get a chance to touch this one. Angling for the sideline. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard, 2nd quarter up in Minneapolis. That one is really opened up. The Vikings have just scored again. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. Now Palmer back into his end zone. Lets it go for Nelson. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the 1st half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. They'll throw again from their own end zone. And he comes back with one complete. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Palmer cool under pressure as he rallies his guys to the line of scrimmage. Now Palmer, screen play, Johnson. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Palmer. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. On the NFL scoreboard, 2nd quarter up in Minneapolis. Early on, it's the Vikings in the driver's seat. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Watson now to throw on 2nd down. And that's complete. It's Ellington. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down. Fresh set of downs here.
Let's go. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got some space here. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Watson now to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
On the toss, here's Foreman. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
They run again with Foreman. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Caught left side, Hopkins. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around the bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Here's Watson. Dancing to his left. He made touchdown, Texans. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice two-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A good pickup there, a 22. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Hey, tight end right. Watch tight end. Middle. Carry. Take 2. Check 3. Righty. Kill. Middle.
Palmer will throw. Looking sideline, incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Palmer. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Khalil Mack in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Here's Andy Lee now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Elsewhere, a third quarter score. That one has really opened up. The Vikings have just scored again. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. On 1st and 10, Watson. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Again, it's Foreman. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the fourth.
Let's go. Flex round. Flex round.
On first down, Watson. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big-time play there for the Texans. 42 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Flex round. Flex round.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They'll run it now out of the gun. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Throwing on third down, Watson. As he throws there, incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a fourth down. Well played.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the fourth.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And
I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
It's complete to Jerron Brown. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll run it with Johnson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Palmer. He gets it left side to Johnson. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. From the gun, it's Palmer. He'll rifle this one deep right, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. J.J. Nelson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals have cut it to within a score. And he's got it up and through. Here's Dawson now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And now out comes Houston. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Call it a gain of 3, and that'll bring up second down. So they're leading. They have possession of the football, and certainly this is where they just want to milk the clock.
Here we go. Check 27. Eyes on 27. Black, shoot.
Here's Watson now on second down. And Ellington has it, middle of the field. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Ohio.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And some room to maneuver. He's got the lane, and there he goes. A huge play there for Houston. 55 yards. And that run has to be so deflating for the defense. They needed the stop. That might put the icing on the cake.
Perfect word for it, because when an offense grinds a defense down and kind of takes their heart from them, and you see them start to sag, no better feeling for the team running the football.
Let's go. 1-9.
They'll give to the fullback on the dive. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Here we go.
And the offense still needs 9 yards here on 3rd and goal. Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And will they call it a touchback? No, it's out at the 1-yard line. They were inches there from blowing a golden scoring opportunity. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So barring something extraordinary, something crazy here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Brandon, this will be a great win for them. The better team's going to win this game, no question about it.
That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
Well, conventional football, football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Here's Palmer. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's brought down after a good gain. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Palmer. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The tight end, Jermaine Gresham, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now it's Palmer. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off at the 30. And this one will